Hey YouTube, hey YouTube, hey. So this is gonna be my video on The Flash Season 2. These are gonna be my thoughts on that. I'm gonna try and keep this as spoiler free as I can because I want to try and look at it as on a whole. The finale happened this week, so it's hard not to talk about that. But I'm gonna try and view the season just as a finished product, really, just from start to finish. So it starts off. The premise of this is that due to the sort of the singularity appearing over the city at the end of season 1, that's opened up parallel dimensions, multiple worlds, a multiverse, if you will. And through that, Barry Allen, the Flash, who's retired from being the Flash for a summer, but came back because he picked himself up because friends, has been the target of another speedster called Zoom. Zoom is blue. He's scary. He's got this demeanor and persona and appearance that makes you wonder, like, is this guy even human? You know, we don't really. There's something monstrous about this guy. And I'll say this. I mean, first of all, we set it up nicely because he has to fight all these enforcers week by week. It starts off quite monster of the week, villain of the week, if you will, except for the one time where he fights King Shark, which is a thing. So there's that. But generally speaking, it's quite good, and they set the villain up really well this season. And he's got a lot more presence than the Reverse Flash did because he's just this nightmare that keeps appearing every now and then. It's this blur. There's one episode where it's terrifying, where he just destroys him. I mean, the Flash is completely outgunned against this guy. This guy's 5-10 steps ahead every time. And then the quest is, how do I stop him? How do I get fast enough to stop him? So it's about that, and that is what, but without getting too much into spoiler territory, that's what dives into it. He ends up visiting Earth 2, which is where Zoom claims to have come from. We deal a lot with his father issues. We get Harrison Wells from another dimension coming over to help him. It's the season starts off really strong, man, and it's got a lot of optimism to it. It's quite cheery, It's kind of upbeat. It's very upbeat, actually. It's very upbeat. It's very, there's one perfect episode where it's almost like a mini episode in and of itself, where the Flash rescues Iris from a shootout in a building, and this happens before the opening credits. That's just how it starts, and it's a nice little trailer for the show in general. It's nice. He saves the girl. He says goodbye to her. He goes home. That's the Flash. The Flash is a guy who rescues people from a building fire, and then buys them pizza, and then renovates the kitchen where the pizzas come from because he's a nice guy and he's got time. That's the Flash. So I want that more. However, the series gets progressively darker, but it also gets progressively weirder. Less of the storylines and their rules make sense. It starts to deal with the big things like time travel, interdimensional stuff, and how, well, if this can happen, why can this happen? But and then, if you binged watched it, you'd probably go with it. But because they're portioning it out week to week, or in some cases 2 weeks to week, or 2 weeks to a month, whatever, just with the CW and their scheduling, then we've got time to think on it and work on the ramifications. There are one or two things that they reveal, and you think are going to be big twists, but you've kind of suspected them along anyway. I mean, there are two big players in this season. One is Zoom. One is Jay Garrick, who is the Flash from another dimension. Who's we know Jay Garrick from the comic books. He's a vintage Flash. He's got a helmet. He's a little bit older than Barry Allen, and he shows up to try and mentor him and try and teach him how to help him boost his speed. Ultimately, for a long time, that guy does nothing until he does something. Like I said, going to try and keep this spoiler free. If you want me to do a spoiler video, I will, but it's really hard to talk about this season as a whole. It starts off as fun and enticing, and it just balls to the wall comic book kind of camp, but fun, and it doesn't talk down to the audience. It doesn't treat you guys, you like that, you nerds, you like it when this gorilla talks, don't you? They embrace how nuts it is completely. They hang a lantern, but there's a lot of heart to this as well. Grant Gustin, he's great at the emotional scenes. He can give it that. He gives it his all. I'll give him that. The other, I mean, The thing is, they spend quite a bit of time setting up Legends of Tomorrow as well. There's a few episodes where it's just like, oh, this is build up for that. They're all trying to get the pieces in order for that show to get started. Once that's done, I was assuming, oh, we're going to get back to business now. And you know, this episode, this season has been kind of a mixed bag. It's been fun, but it's been super down and serious. And it's been kind of confusing, but it's also been kind of balls to the wall, mad, and just pure comic book cheese, but at the same time very heartfelt. It's ultimately it doesn't end as well as the season 1 finale, which has you on the edge of your feet, has you in tears, and just has you, just completely engrossed and waiting for the next season. This season ends in a way where I'm just going, don't do that. Don't, what you're not do. Oh no, because I'm thinking that they're going. You can see which storyline they're setting up. Even if you're a rank amateur in terms of DC storylines, you're like, oh, this is gonna happen. They're gonna do this now. Okay then. All right, so we're on this now. Kevin Smith directs a little episode in the latter half of the season, and it's actually one of the strongest episodes of the back half. So there's that. Good on him. But yeah, generally, by and large, season 2 of The Flash it's definitely worth watching, but it's season 2. It's the difficult second season. It doesn't hold a candle to the first season. The more they opened up their scope and the broader the scale, then the more it sort of lost focus and got lost within itself, and with crazy concepts and rules that kept getting broken and complicated time travel, alternate dimensions. It should be fun. It should be a good time, but it just gets way down on by itself. It's still a good time. I mean, there's still a lot to enjoy. It's still bright, it's still colorful, it's still nice, fun superhero camp. But it's I don't know, man. I'm undecided. There are certain episodes I would cherry pick and watch again, but I don't know if I could binge watch the whole season start to finish again. It's a bit of a slog. But those are my thoughts on The Flash Season 2. If you like this vid, please click like, subscribe, share, and all the usual jazz. And I'll see you next time.